confidence is what people look for. It's their relationship with you. As a speaker, it's the same thing. Do they relate to you as a person that they would enjoy listening to? And are you engaging enough that they're on the ends of their seat? I also want to share with you 4 types of people that you're going to face. Regardless of when you speak, regardless of how large this group is, there are 4 basic people. And I learned this from someone who heard me speak the very first time at a major event. My very first really serious professional speech. And his name was Dr. Anthony Bush. I'll be very comfortable with him. He's no longer with us. He's deceased many years ago. But he said to me after I made my speech, Richard, there's 4 types of people. And they're in every audience. The first group are the people that are so eager to learn. And they appreciate who you are and what you're sharing, and they're at the end of their seats wanting to hear what you have to say. And they're attentive, they're sitting forward, they're engaged. You could tell by their face that they're with you. And they're a very pleasing group of people. They're inquisitive, they'll ask questions. The second group are people who are relatively comfortable and knowledgeable about what you're talking about. And although they appreciate what you're having to say, they may not be as animated, as engaged, but they're very present. You can see in their face that they're nodding or they're really smiling, but they're comfortable in their chairs. The third group are what he called the razor blade warriors. Now, these are the people that in the audience are not engaged. They may be talking together. They may be disruptive. They don't want to hear what you have to say, but they're forced to be there, or there's a need for them to be there, but they really aren't engaged. Don't get caught up with those people. And I'm going to talk about that in a second. The fourth group are what he called the living dead. These are the people that are there, but not there. They're just somewhere else. They're just not present at all. He said what happens is, and a big flaw that many speakers get trapped into, is they alter their speech to try to win over the third and fourth group, the living dead and the razor blade warriors. And you discount the people who are actually engaged. I want you to be comfortable not to fall into that trap, because those people aren't ready for your uniqueness, your gift. And that's okay. But what happens is we get very frightened as you're presenting. And if you're a rookie or new to it or just emerging into it and you see those 2 groups, you tend to lose your motivation and enthusiasm because you feel like they're not getting it. So be it. How I learned to turn that around is not everybody's got good taste. And I mean that sincerely. If you're giving something and the majority of the people are getting it and they're really attentive and they're really absorbing you like a sponge, but this group isn't, just write them off as people that just don't have good taste, or they're just not ready to hear it. But all these things are going to be imposed on you when you're speaking. You got to be comfortable with all that, because if you start out powerful and you see these other 2 groups and you start to falter, the people that are really with you are going to question your sincerity or your comfort or your knowledge, because you're going to alter what you're saying. And those are traps that many people get caught up in. If you're going to speak and you feel like you know something, it's got to be based on what you know. There's no shame in saying, I learned this through my experience, or quoting somebody else's work. I'm in line with the work of Bob Smith that quoted in his book such and such. When you're first starting out, there's no shame in quoting other people's work and giving them adequate credit. The more you do research to me does not mean you're copying somebody's material and putting it in your speech. Research is reading content about a topic that you feel you know about and looking at that, and if it either cements what you believe because you've read some validation, or there's something that you read about that you're in disagreement with, that you could say, I've read many studies have said such and such, but I have not found that to be the case. My work has implied this. So that you're really showing that you're up on the game and that you're acknowledging that some people think this, but your experience had meant this. So it's all about, again, like I said, practice, research, and relying on your own journey. You have experiences or you have knowledge, and that's what you have to combine in your presentation to position yourself as the expert.